I'm ready.
Hang on a sec. I am not good at improv. So I gotta like psych myself up, figure out what I gotta say, because I don't have any lines memorized. So today we are gonna start a new segment called Weird Questions to Ask Your Pastor. Today's question for Pastor Andy is clickbait okay for Christians?
Clickbait. Well, I think you got to be careful. Okay, so like emails, right? So part of clickbait is obviously social media, but also when you make an email to send out to people, because we have a lot of emails that we've gotten because of Easterfest, really. And so a lot of times I'll like write up an email saying, hey, you should come to our thing at church because it's family oriented or whatever, right? So I actually like read an article about this, clickbait. And so and the conclusion that they came to was it's okay to a certain extent. And I agree with them, because they said, you know how some emails like that, right? Those like spam type emails, someone will say as if you got their reply that you already sent to them. Like,
That's sneaky.
that's real sneaky. But I'm not replying to your email, and that's like lying.
That's lying.
That's like you're saying, oh, I'm just getting back to you, buddy. It's like, no, you're not. You're trying to sell me something. And even as a church, we're trying to sell people something. We're just trying to sell people Jesus. It's true.
Yeah, but I mean, in a way, yeah, I see your point there. But that doesn't mean that you have a license to lie.
No.
And yeah, acting like it's a reply to an email that you sent is definitely lying or false advertising in the business terms. But
so I think that would not be okay. Like, I mean, I saw this one post. So something like that where it's like, this is way too close or is actually lying, you shouldn't do. And I saw this one post online. It said, it was like the beginning of a video, right? And so it popped up with one of those like, warning, not safe for work, 18 and over only, right? Don't click on it if you are 18. So what is this post going to be? Because it's like kind of blurred out. Oh, it's probably something inappropriate, right? Oh, maybe it's nudity, maybe it's whatever. But what are people going to do? They're going to click on it. And then in the comments, it wasn't the actual video, it was a picture of it and said like, this isn't actually what it looks like, right? So in the comments it said, if you click on it, it actually goes and it's like a message about Jesus or something like that. It's like not safe for work, and it had like picture of like Jesus on a cross. It was like bloody and like gory. So I'm like,
that's weird.
So you're trying to convince people who are like, ooh, porn, to click on it, and then really you find a picture of Jesus, and that's like really, really, really false advertising and not okay either. So I feel like that kind, like when you take clickbait to that kind of level, there's a problem. But if you just kind of like, I don't know, you have a snippet of something that just like is really funny or seems really cool, and then like when you click on it, it's actually like your website and hey, we're having this event, and it has nothing to do with the, I don't know, blow up snowman that you had in the first place. That's not as terrible.
Yeah, but good writing should include some kind of hook to get your interest and capture your attention, to get you to read whatever article or promotional thing it is. So that makes sense.
Right. Just having good titles and things like that as clickbait, or good pictures, is good clickbait, and it's not dishonest at all. Mm-hmm. I think churches should do stuff like that.
But on the other side of it, is it okay for Christians to follow the rabbit trail of clickbait? Like when you read an article and it's, something wholesome, I don't know, recipe or whatever, and you get to the bottom and there's all those little pictures about like, oh, new law in your town that, people are going crazy, or like here's 5 celebrities that are ugly now.
Is it wrong for Christians to follow clickbait?
Yeah. Hey, weird questions.
I mean, wrong in the sense of, is it going to waste your time and should you be doing something better? Sure. Is it wrong in the sense of, might you get a virus on your computer? Sure. If it's wrong in the sense of, you might end up on a website that is not wholesome for Christians? Sure. Is it wrong just wasting time because you click on something, you're like, oh, that was weird. Click on something else, you're like, oh, that was weird. Click on something else, oh, that was weird. Not necessarily. Wasting time isn't technically wrong. But if there's something you're supposed to be doing, like, I don't know, anything, really, anything you're supposed to be doing, but instead you're on your phone, like, following the rabbit trail of clickbait, and you're like, I don't even know where this started anymore. I'm so far down the rabbit trail of weird memes that I don't even understand them. Then you've probably gone too far, and it is teetering on the edge of wrong.
I like that. That's a good definition. Because I've been, roped into the clickbait before of things that are just like, that's weird. But
yeah, those like weirdest wedding dresses you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, it looks like this dress is sewed onto this lady, and you click on it, and you're like, nope, that's just a lady wearing camo for her hunting wedding. And then you're like, but maybe it's the next one. And then you click on it, you're like, nope, that's stupid too. And you gotta use the self-control to say, go away, and you just close it and then go back to what you were actually doing.
So it's really more an issue of self-control and managing time than whether something is sin or idolatry.
Unless you end up clickbait into something that is wrong, something that is very inappropriate or sinful on the internet, because the internet is full of that kind of stuff too.
So there's your answer, and if you have any more weird questions for Pastor Andy, email them to me at robin@gmail.com, and maybe your question will be next.